Hiya, and welcome back to Tennis Ace, the game that teaches us that Saya gets all the bitches. Seriously, Saya gets all the... Actually, no, Saya doesn't get bitches. She makes her own bitches. Anyways, let's just hop right in. I finally fixed the Shoichi save. For the next several minutes, Aki and I basically sit in silence, browsing our phones without talking or even acknowledging one another. I completely zone out with the rest of the world, checking out my favorite sites and going on a scroll binge, reading some funny stories and whatnot, and otherwise being a completely unproductive piece of shit. Granted, there's not much productivity to be had while sitting at a public space and waiting for an event to start, but still. It's not until I feel something, or rather, someone lightly kicking my foot that I look up. Okay, I'm going to bring up the sensor because I don't know if... Because I have a feeling that that's Haruki, and I don't want him to be naked. Ah, he's not naked! Thank you for remembering to put your clothes on. Haruki? Good morning. Whatever. Why do you look so unhappy to be talking to me? You're the one that came up to me. No, because I remember hearing from I don't know how to pronounce his name. I remember hearing from him that, what you call it? That there was, like, a bug in the code where he would be, like, butt naked, and where, like, the sprite would render incorrectly, and he would be, like, butt naked in public or something. Yeah, I was told to have sensor ready. Why do you look so unhappy to be talking to me? You were the one that came up to me. Oh, hiya. Yeah, him. Yeah, him. I don't really know how to pronounce his username. And I don't really want to butcher it either. Good morning, Haruki-san. Morning, kid. Okay, the different treatment was kinda cute and interesting yesterday, but I'm already starting to get tired of it. Glad to see you came today. I didn't think you'd show up. Yeah, well, I didn't want to, but after they called my home and talked to my mom, she passed the message along when my little brother was around, and then... Nichan, slow down, you walk a lot faster than me! That. A little wolf comes up to us, stopping right next to Haruki and looking up at him. I immediately recognize him as the little boy from the park, Haruki's younger brother. Oh, hi there. You're the one from the park! Yeah, I suppose we did meet there. You too! The little wolf turns to Aki, greeting him with a large smile on his face. Aki, in his place, also smiles and greets the boy right back. Taro insisted I had to show up today. Of course you did! I want to watch you play, Nichan! Yeah. So are you going to play after all? If they grovel and beg me enough. Why do you sound so unconvincing when you say that? Do you just not want to admit that you're excited by the idea of playing? I mean, your tail is swaying ever so slightly behind you. You're good at holding your real thoughts in, but even you can't escape from that sneaky tail action. We'll be counting on you to help us win, then. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. In the meantime, I need to ask you for a favor. Ugh, that felt gross to say. Again. Hiya. You're the one that came to me. What do you need? Can you two look after Taro? I need to head to the locker room now and get ready. Yeah, of course. Good. If anything happens to him, you and I will have words. Oh. All of a sudden, I'm not so sure I feel good about this anymore. The closer we got to the match starting, the more nervous I began to feel. Even if I was relieved by Sai and Keikun arriving, that relief was momentary at best. We had a few minutes to talk before we began heading inside to prepare for the match. As the clock continued to tick, we watched the players come in and begin their warm-up routine. Even if I've seen this exact matchup happen several times over the past few years, it's still wild to see how much attention it gets compared to other matches. Hiya. The finals of any large competition can be kind of insane. Local news is completely swarming the place. It just drives home how big the stakes are. Shoichi has said multiple times before that he would leave the volleyball team once they were done with the inter-high so he can focus on studying for his college entrance exams like most other seniors. Even if I find that decision to be completely incomprehensible, it doesn't change the fact that he's completely set on doing it. If he loses here, this will be the end of his volleyball career. Knowing that, I can't avoid the sensation of a pit growing on the base of my stomach. And looking around at Saya, Keikun, and Aki, that feeling seems to be quite mutual. In fact, the only one who seems to be in a good mood is... Nichan, do your best! Yeah, I suppose that's to be expected. I feel sick. I know that feeling. How come? Did you eat something weird, ma'am? Ma'am? Oh, God. Hiya. That makes Saya sound so old. She doesn't mean sick as in ill. It's not that literal. It's figuratively, Koizumi-kun. Figurative? The little wolf cocks his head to the side, seemingly not understanding the meaning of the word. Aki smiles bitterly, probably trying to mask his own annoyance. The two may look to be around the same age, but they really are quite different. If Yurata's team loses here, this will be the end of his volleyball career. But isn't that normal? What's the big deal? Taro-kun, I know you don't mean to be rude or anything, but at least notice how people are staring at you right now. Don't make us say this stuff out loud. The dread is already bad enough as it is. Besides, it doesn't matter. Nichan will win for them. You'll see. Instead of noticing the clear dissatisfaction between us, the mini Haruki instead opts to act offended at us for even thinking of his brother's team losing, trying to instill into us the same confidence he seems to feel. These two look so similar, but they couldn't be more different. I hope so. Shoichi did say he was a little excited to have the guy playing. He did. He didn't say any of that to me. He told me about it last night on the phone. Said he was half worried about them having another fight and half excited since that Haruki guy is supposed to be really good. I still don't like him, but at least I'll hope he can be useful. Sai-chan, maybe you should refrain from saying that last part when his little brother is with us, even if you're going to whisper it. I'm glad Taro-kun doesn't seem to have heard you. At the very least, seeing the players warm up and do practice spikes is an interesting experience. When it's Haruki's turn to spike, he jumps quite high, crushing the ball with a loud thud that echoes through the whole court as the ball hits the floor. Even Shoichi seems caught by surprise, staring at the wolf while completely frozen in place. Haruki, on the other hand, has a completely satisfied look on his face as he looks down at his own hand, wearing a smile that looks so completely cut out of place on his face. And yet the sight of it serves to calm me a little. I don't even know why. I guess even a guy like him can make those kinds of expressions sometimes. To be honest, he'd look a lot better if he made those kinds of faces more often. After a few more minutes of this, the two teams finish their warm-up drills, being called to line up so that the match can begin. I feel sick. Oh no, it's spreading! With a quick sound of the whistle, the main referee calls the captains over to shake hands and do the starting coin toss. Their captain, a tall, well-built deer with trimmed, tipped antlers, gives Shoichi what seems to be a warm greeting, all while wearing an impish smile on his face. Shoichi smiles widely in response, an incredibly forced smile that makes me immediately realize that he's pissed. The sweeter Shoichi's fake smiles, the more angry he is. For someone that knows him well, it's pretty easy to tell. I guess they won the toss. That sucks. How come? Their captain is serving first, and if I remember correctly, that guy's the best server in their team. Oh! Aki, Sai, and I nod along to Keisuke's words, recalling the last match between the two teams earlier last year. I wouldn't go out of my way to say that Shirotech's team is overwhelmingly better, but I do recall them all having an advantage as far as basic skills are concerned. I think the only thing we used to have the upper hand on is our serve. If I remember correctly, Minami's team used to have 3 players capable of doing a jump serve last year, and 2 of them were seniors that have since graduated. With Shoichi being the only one left, unless one of the other players practiced enough to be able to do one, we might be at a disadvantage when it comes to that. On the other hand, I remember Shiro's current captain and one other senior player being able to jump serve last year. Without being able to know if that number has gone up or down, I would say that they are at least even in that regard. It all comes down to how many other players picked up jump serves from then to now. Still, the deer, wearing the number 4 shirt and playing on the position of right side hitter, takes the ball and walks with it to the edge of the court as all the other players on the court get in position. When the referee sounds the whistle, the deer extends his hand in front of him, cupping it from below with one hand and taking a deep breath. The deer tosses the ball straight into the air, quickly running after the ball with 3 large steps as he swings both of his arms backwards, his third and final step echoing loudly as he propels himself up into the air. With one loud resounding smack, the ball goes flying towards the opposing team's side. Our side. So fast that Shoichi barely has time to bark a command as one of the spikers of the backline, a shortish red panda dives after the ball, narrowly managing to make contact before the ball slams into the ground. Sorry! The red panda apologizes for something as he tries to get up on his knee, looking up at the ball that's now flying high toward the net with a ridiculous spin. Good job, Britsu! How the hell can he serve like that right from the start? Shoichi runs after the ball, but the initial dig flew so far off course that he barely manages to bump the ball with an underhand toss, sending it flying toward their middle blocker. The ferret jumps after the ball, hitting it right before it begins its downward descent, the ball slamming right into the awaiting block and being shut down entirely as it lands back into our team's court with an echoing thud. Gah! Keisuke groans loudly next to me, very obviously frustrated. I didn't know serves could be so strong! Is the panda okay? He's fine. Shoichi's serves are stronger than that. I'm sure that's how he was able to bump that on his first try. Barely. I guess Shokun wasn't the only one upgrading his serve recently. Even though that much should be a given, we still share a group sigh, having hoped that Minami could get off to a better start by taking the first point. They're adorable. Red pandas are adorable. Once more, the deer takes his position to serve, measuring the number of steps from the service line and starting his pre-serve routine once again. I'm not quite sure why, but I immediately get this weird feeling as if something were wrong, like a prickling on the back of my neck that I can't quite pinpoint. The deer tosses the ball in the air, quickly chasing after it and jumping into the air. Up until then, everything seems normal and fine. However, the moment his arm swings to meet the ball, instead of the loud crashing that we were all expecting, he instead taps the ball much more lightly, sending it flying on a slower trajectory with much less spin than before. The defenders momentarily tense up, having readied themselves to jump at a moment's notice before being faked out. That second of hesitation caused them to be late reacting to the ball. The middle blocker on the back runs after the ball, falling to his knees to try and get it, but the ball wobbles strangely in the air, diverting its trajectory at the last second and instead hitting the squirrel on the chest before falling down to the floor. What the hell was that? Was the ball wobbling? But how? A hybrid serve? Are you kidding me? A hybrid serve? I've never heard of that in my life. What is that even supposed to be? You know what that was? Kinda. I remember Sho-chan pointing it out to me one time when he made me watch a game between USA and... Crap, I don't even remember what the other team was. Uruguay or something? Either way, he kept going on and on about it's this really difficult technique where you pretend to do a jump serve but then hit a floater at the last second. I don't even remember all the merits of it since he kept going on and on about it. All I remember is him seeing it fakes out the other team and it's hard to receive. So that's what that was, like a jump floater? I remember seeing them every now and again when cheering Shoichi on, but the running approach for it was way different, not to mention that they wobbled a lot more on the air. I guess that's why they call it a hybrid. It's a little bit of both. If you ask me, it just sounds like a headache. I don't get it. You and me both. I think that might be the first thing you two have agreed on today. Just keep watching. Having scored 2 consecutive points and putting pressure on Minami's defense now that they know he can fake them out with his serve, the deer went right back to hammering the ball hard once again. The impact of his hand as it hit the ball echoing even louder this time somehow. The defenders somehow managed to get the ball up a little steadier this time, with Shoichi running into his position right as the serve was hit to prepare. 2 hitters on the front line, one of them being Haruki on the left, run for a quick attack, and Shira's defense immediately reacting to them despite the delay. Over the moment Shira's defense focused on the middle and the left hitter, Shoichi quickly and precisely set the ball behind him without even looking, with the player behind him jumping on the delayed set and slamming the ball down without any opposition. Thank God! We managed to get it back. I thought he'd be frustrated after the way they started, but Yurata isn't phased at all. Kinda scary. Did something amazing happen and I didn't notice? I don't know if I'd call it amazing, but Shoichi is pretty dang consistent on the court. I'll give him that much. That he managed to send such an accurate toss without even looking shows just how much he's practiced that movement. It's a good thing they managed to get a good solid hit in sooner rather than later. If the other team kept getting momentum, things could have gotten ugly. Although Shoichi's face doesn't show it, the way his tail is swishing back and forth tells me that he's very satisfied with that play. On the other hand, looking at Haruki, he already looks annoyed somehow. Is that guy going to be okay? He looks incredibly angry. So I wasn't the only one who noticed, huh? Is that because he hasn't touched the ball yet? How childish. You really seem determined to cast Haruki in the worst possible light, huh? Not that you're wrong right now, but he'll be fine. He's just impatient. Why are you defending him? Nichan is fine. He gets a little heated, but he won't mess up. Oh, right. I forgot that Haruki's brother was with us. I sure hope so. This is Sho-chan's last chance. Please stop saying that. None of us want to think about it. My stomach's already tying itself into knots as it is. I don't want to be reminded of it any more than I need to. Sometime later, despite the continuous back and forth, Minami manages to hold on far better than they have in previous years. While during the final match last year we got absolutely demolished, this time Shoichi's team is managing to hang on by a hair the entire time. At first I was a little nervous seeing them play. Haruki very quickly proved his skill more than once by crushing the ball past the block numerous times during the first set. In fact, his mere presence on the court seemed to be the push our team needed to close that set out, winning it 25-22 in what became the most comfortable set we've ever taken from Shiro. And that's despite the many obvious errors they had with Shoichi trying to match his tosses up with Haruki. It was pretty clear that the two hadn't practiced together much, so suddenly having Haruki be the team's main attacker caused problems. But whether it's due to Shoichi's skill or hard-headedness in refusing to set the ball to someone when he considered Haruki to be the best choice, he quickly adapted to the Wolf, and by the end of the first set, Haruki was grinning from ear to ear from the satisfaction. You can't fake that level of enthusiasm for the sport. For how much he tried to downplay his interest, seeing Haruki playing right now, I can easily tell that he's completely hooked to volleyball, and that he's good at it. I feel a little close-minded for how worried I was over their ability to play together and cooperate. Shoichi seemed a lot more amenable to accommodate Haruki than I thought he would be, and that teamwork certainly paid off. But that meant very little in the grand scheme of things. From what Shoichi has told me before, while his team is like a hammer or a spear that seeks to break through with overwhelming force and a great focus on offensive combinations, Shiro is like a shield that seeks to block and reflect everything back. Their offense isn't all that impressive, other than with a few of their serves. But they consistently and tenaciously closed in on everything. Little by little, Haruki's spikes started being blocked, softened, and picked up more and more. As Shiro's defense started zeroing in on the Wolf, Shoichi began spreading his sets around more evenly among his teammates to keep his offense diverse. So much so that even a complete newbie like me can tell he's doing amazing things. It's pretty obvious that the two captains are the cornerstones of their respective teams, with Shoichi running Minami's offense while the Deer runs Shiro's defense. The match eventually devolved into a contest of endurance more than anything, with each rally dragging longer and longer to the point of frustration. Again? How many points have they gotten out of that guy's serve already? Can someone please stop that guy already? Although Shoichi and the Deer were neck and neck when it came to points scored with their serves in the earlier half of the match, Shiro, with their greater focus on defensive skill, adapted to Shoichi and Haruki's jump serves while Minami continued to struggle with the Deer's jump floater and hybrid serves. And with Haruki being effectively shut down on offense, the gap began to widen. Nichan, hang in there! Taro closed his eyes, clasping his hands together as if in prayer after Shiro's captain managed to score another point off of Haruki's failed serve receive. Once Shiro hit upon the fact that Haruki was vital to our offense and also not that good at serve receiving, they started forcing him to get a lot of their serves. For most of their servers, it wasn't much of an issue as it only meant Haruki was delayed on the offense. But with the Deer, his jump serve is so fast, his jump floater so unpredictable, and his hybrid serve kept you guessing so much up until the last second that it resulted in a large point of service aces scored off of Haruki. And the mounting frustration was becoming quite apparent on the Wolf's face. Shit! Having scored the last point they needed to win the fourth set off of Haruki, the Wolf's anger reached a boiling point as he promptly kicked over a chair as soon as the teams left the court for the timeout. Oh no. Nichan, stop that! The little Wolf tried yelling out in vain as his words had no way of reaching his brother in the middle of this loud arena. They were so close too. If only they could have won this set. This isn't good. Minami was leading 2-1, but now we have to go into the final set with the momentum favoring Shiro. That's a terrible situation to be in. Let's not panic, okay? They've been doing really well so far. I'm sure Sho-chan will be able to think of something, right? I'm not so sure. Don't talk like that, K-kun! I'm being realistic. They've been having a harder time scoring as the match progressed. Minami's used to playing offensively and closing things out quickly. Shiro's team, on the other hand, literally trains to drag things out, getting under the opposing team's skin and win a war of attrition. Yeah, the game, I honestly don't know. If you ask me, it's pretty obvious which of those two teams would be the first to break. Still, you shouldn't say it. Shoichi is doing the best he can, and it's obvious to everyone watching that Minami's offense is operating at peak efficiency, but even then, we can't seem to get meaningfully ahead. Please, something has to happen to break this impasse. Watching this is torture. Nichan will do something about it. He'll... The little wolf desperately mutters, more to himself than anyone else. I nod along, internally hoping that he's right. Shoichi's team has been more or less consistent since we first started at the school. If anything, the big difference maker here is Haruki. If there's anyone that can change the tide here, it's him, as much as I hate to say it or think it. The final set is only to 15. It'll go by in a flash if they don't manage to do something. A few minutes later... After a dizzying combination play that saw 3 attackers coming to the ball, Shoichi set it to Haruki on the left, with the wolf jumping high into the air and crushing the ball with full force. However, the tall blocking wolf would not be denied, somehow managing to read the play in time despite all attempts of obfuscation and mounting a triple block to shut Haruki's spike down. Minami's libero tried to get to it, but the ball hit the floor before he could reach it. No way. God, how many has it been already? Haruki's play has taken a nosedive since the end of the 4th set. He's been blocked so many times this set alone, I think half of Shiro's points this set came from blocking Haruki. 12-9. This is getting painful to watch. Then all the players are caught by surprise and snap their head towards the whistle when they hear it, with those of us on the audience following their gaze a second later. That's when my eyes widen in horror. Standing on the edge of the court is another Minami player holding a small plaque with the number 18 on it. Shoichi and his team instantly falls silent, their gazes shifting uncomfortably to Haruki as the wolf stares, unmoving. A substitution now? Haruki-san. After finally snapping out of it, Haruki's head hangs low as he grits his teeth in frustration, stomping his way to the other player and grabbing the plaque from his hand. Nichan! I know Haruki is struggling, but isn't this terrible timing? Substituting him after he's been the core of their offense for 5 whole sets right at the tail end of the match? That seems so reckless. Play continues afterwards, but the situation doesn't seem to get any better. As Minami's offense crumbles, Shiro's defense puts the final nails on their coffin, thoroughly shutting almost every one of their attacks down. The distance between the two teams continues to grow, and the point total reflects that. I hate this. I don't want to keep watching this. And judging from the looks on everyone else's faces, I'd say I'm not the only one who thinks so. Even as Minami's players continue fighting valiantly to the end, many of the audience members scream and cheer even louder than before, desperately trying to motivate the players so that they can find some way to turn this awful situation around. But that chance probably won't come. 14-11, and Shiro's captain is about to serve once more. The tension and stress on the players' faces is beyond obvious. Meanwhile, when I search for Haruki on Minami's bench, I can't even see his face. He's not even watching anymore. As Shiro's captain gets in a position, I instinctively count the number of steps he's taking. It's 3! At least we know for sure he'll do a jump floater. That should be hopeful, right? The deer tosses the ball into the air, performing his running approach and jumping after it, lightly smacking the ball to send it hurtling toward Minami's court with that unpredictable wobble that is expected of a floater. However, the moment the ball starts flying, one thing becomes obvious. The deer has intentionally served short. The ball narrowly misses the net, dropping as soon as it gets past it, having been aimed at Shoichi of all people. He was going for the setter? Shochan! Shoichi raises his hands instinctively, ready to perform an overhand receive, a motion that he should be more comfortable with than any other given his experience as a setter. But at the last second, the ball's position shifts ever so slightly in the air. The moment it makes contact with Shoichi's hands, the ball instead flies straight into the net. Ah! The other players dive after the ball, trying desperately to save it. But it is impossible. As the ball falls to the floor, it bounces and rolls away as all the players freeze, staring at it in shock. For several seconds, there's complete and total silence. Then, as if breaking out of a daze, the referee's whistle announces the end of the match, and the crowd explodes into cheers almost immediately after. Yurata. It's like a slap to the face. Seeing them lose like this, I can't. The teams shake each other's hands before lining up to thank the audience members, but our group cannot muster a response. In particular, I keep glancing between Shoichi and Haruki's faces. The two seem so blank. I don't know why, but that bothers me more than if they were angry or sad. That total lack of a reaction fills me with dread. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the sensor, because Yeah. I have a bad feeling. We should get going and try to catch up with Shoichi when he comes out. I think he'll need us. Agreed. Yes, we lost. While the audience claps and screams words of encouragement, the 4 of us quickly make our way down the bleachers and toward the exit, with Haruki's little brother lagging behind for a bit, looking uncertainly between us and the players before ultimately following. A few minutes later. Fucking hell. Did that moron really need to go on and on like that? We lost. Big fucking deal. We already know all about it. You don't need to fucking lecture us on it as if we're too stupid to understand what happened. Stupid son of a... Hey, yo! We're from Haruki's perspective now. Right when I'm looking for a quiet place to be by myself for a bit, I see the 3 morons lined up outside our locker room's door with Taro and the other kid tagging along. Ah, Haruki-san! The hell are you people doing here? Although, I at least won't have to go looking for Taro, I guess. Nii-chan, are you okay? Taro looks up at me with his bright blue eyes full of concern. Can't look at me like that right now. What the hell am I supposed to say to you when you're like this? Fucking hell, this isn't fair. Of course I'm okay. Who do you think I am? I can't make Taro worry about me. This is the best I can do right now. But I hope he'll believe me. He does like being pet at least. You played really well, Haruki-san. I'm sorry you guys didn't... The fuck I did! Are you fucking blind? Didn't you see me get taken out of the match? Yeah. Some good I did out there. I don't even know what's the fucking point of me caring so much about this. If only I could... Fuck! No, stop it. Don't get angry now, you fucking waste of space. Thanks. You're such a well-mannered kid. Instead, I place my other free hand on top of the kid's head, rubbing both of their heads at the same time. I don't care how fucking pissed I am. The kid doesn't deserve me getting angry at him for something that ain't his fault. I'm Aki, you know, not kid. Right. Sorry about that, Aki-kun. It's fine. Yep, he's a good kid. How can you be related to that annoying chatterbox? It makes no sense. Your brother is so confusing that it gives me a headache. Say, Haruki. Just a second. Taro, why don't you go get a snack from the vending machine over there? Big bro needs to talk for a bit. Nii-chan, you don't have to treat me like a baby. Ugh, don't argue with me. I can't take it when you look at me like that. Why can't you understand that I don't want to talk to them? That I don't want to talk to them with you around. I don't want to risk losing my patience and saying something I shouldn't say in front of you. Just fucking damn it, just listen to me. Taro. I bark again, maybe a tad angrier than I should. Fucking get it together, son of... Don't talk to him like that, you bitch. Taro glares at me for a few seconds before finally looking away. Fine. Taro looks up, sticking his tongue out at me one last time before running away. Ugh, what a brat. The annoying one makes a face at me, his eyes full of pity. I want to sock him on the mouth right then and there. But out of respect for Aki-kun, I'll keep my cool for now. Now you can talk. What do you want? You didn't come to rub salt on the wound, did you? It's so fun hitting the skip button. Just hitting control. Did you see Shoichi? We're looking for him. Urata? Why would I know where he is? Because you're on the same team? Wasn't he supposed to be with you all? Yeah, right. He barely stayed with us for 5 minutes. Said some sappy, comforting shit, and then excused himself to God knows where. We're the ones that had to put up with the lecturing while he was gone. Probably couldn't stand all the sobbing either. I know I didn't. Fuck. Just thinking about it makes me angry. You all talk about teamwork and all that bullshit, but you bail the first chance you have. Some fucking leader you're supposed to be. I can't believe I even went to the trouble of trying to... Nope. Not right now. Great. Urata's gone MIA. So we just sit around until he gets back, huh? I thought he was with you people. Nope. Seriously? What the fuck? How did I ever believe that lying dick? How disgusting. Will you guys wait around for me? I'll be back in a bit. What? Where are you going? To the bathroom. For real. I've been wanting to go for a while now and I couldn't hold it anymore. Seriously? Gross. What? UP2. Chill. Try not to take too long, okay? We don't know when Urata will get back. Yeah, I know. I'll be quick. Okay, what the fuck was that? If that was lying, it was pathetic. How are any of these idiots buying any of this? You do know there's no way he's actually going to the bathroom, right? You're not actually believing that crap, are you? People want privacy sometimes, you know? Aniki might not be a good liar, but pretending like we believe him is a kindness. It's not like he'd tell us what he's actually doing even if we ask. For real? What the fuck kind of logic is that? A kindness? What is that even supposed to be? People aren't kind for no reason. What do you even get from that? You people make no sense. Still, I have a feeling I know what this is about. Haruki-san? Where are you going? I walk past them, not having the patience to put up with all these niceties or whatever. None of your business. If you want to do someone a kindness, look out for my brother till I come back. But I'm still keeping the sensor up because I do not trust it. I do not trust it at all. I head down the same direction I saw that annoying, yapping, overgrown chihuahua disappearing into. Thankfully, I managed to memorize this scent pretty well by now. It's pretty faint, but I can follow it even in the middle of this mess. Where the fuck did that moron even go? I've never been to this part of the building before, but it doesn't take long for me to also pick up the scent of another even bigger bastard. I know it. I knew it. He knows where that asshole is, doesn't he? Okay. I'm trusting you. Probably hiding so he doesn't have to deal with taking care of that stupid team of his or whatever. The fuckwad didn't even care about losing. He was all smiles and praise and shit. Was that really someone I worked so hard for? Unfucking believable. I come to a stop in front of some random door. Based on the strong chemical smell, I'm guessing there's bleach and cleaning supplies or some shit. What the fuck even are they? Are those two fuckwads boning? Is that what this shit is about? I swear to God, if they are, I'm gonna wreck some shit. I reach for the door handle to give them a piece of my mind, but a weird squeaky sound catches my attention and makes me stop. I don't know why, but I wait for a second, trying to figure out what the fuck I just heard. That wasn't moaning, was it? Then it happens again. Blubbering, incoherent, gasping noises. First I think they really are fucking, but as it happens again and again, I have to readjust myself. Wait, that's crying? I wanted to win. I know. Soon as I make sense of what I'm hearing, my whole body tenses up. Instinctively, I lean my back against the wall, perking my ears up so I can hear better. It's the unmistakable sound of sobbing, and those voices. Let them down! They were counting on me, and I made so many mistakes, and I'll never get to play with them again. You didn't let anyone down. Stop saying that. Everyone kept working their hardest until the end because of you. So how can you say you let them down? But I should have been a better captain. I should have done better. No. You did everything you could. Don't talk about yourself like that. I didn't. I didn't do everything I could. You were right. I was being petty. I wasn't being a good captain. Look at the way I've been treating Haruki. If it wasn't for him, we never would have gotten that far. And Shoichi. Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't want to hear this. What the fuck are you? Why are you bringing me into this? You can't. I wanted to win you. I wanted to win with them. I wanted to keep playing with this team. Keep playing volleyball. Then why can't you? You clearly love volleyball so much, so why don't you? I can't! I don't want to quit you! But I have to. I promised I'd quit once we were done with the inter-high tournament. For good or bad, I have to study for the college entrance exams now. I promised. Why the fuck would you promise something like that? If you love volleyball and you want to keep playing, then you should. Our teachers wouldn't approve of it either. Who cares what they think? You should do what you want to do. Stop it. Stop. I don't want to hear this shit. What the fuck? My legs won't move. Why won't my legs move? Fucking listen to me, worthless pieces of... I love volleyball. I never want to stop playing you. Stop. Then don't. I have to. Dad said I have to. I can't go against what he says wants you. His dad? Are you fucking kidding me? No, what he wants doesn't matter. You wouldn't understand you. Your family is too good. You don't have to. Stop! 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 What the fuck is this shit? Where are you? What is that? Fuck! Not even stinging in my palms is enough to clear my mind right now. What the fuck am I even doing? What the fuck is even the point of... Stop it! Stop crying! Stop talking like... I don't want to hear it! Doesn't make me feel bad for you. Doesn't make... I can't. Let me keep thinking you're an asshole, damn it. Let me keep seeing you as a son of a bitch who always lies and doesn't actually care about any of us. I need to. I need it. Please. Thank you, really. Thank you for being here for me. I'm really thankful you're my friend. Shoichi. But still, even if you say it wasn't my fault, I can't stop thinking about what I could have done better. I can't stop thinking of how I could have done more, how I should have done more. How do I stop it? How do I stop thinking these things? Stop it. It's nothing you did. I should have been the one to... I should have scored more points. I shouldn't have gotten blocked so much. If only I hadn't lost my cool, Why are you blaming me? Why aren't you blaming me? I sucked so bad I had to be taken out of the game. So why? Why? What was I even here for? What the fuck was even the point of being allowed to play if I couldn't even help us win? You fucking waste of space. Why are you even here if you can't do that much? Useless. 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 I have to get away from here. I can't take this anymore. I don't want to hear this shit anymore. I don't. I run until I knock into a wall at the end of the corridor. I don't even care if someone sees me. I don't even care anymore. So disgusting. When I look down at my hands, I see the puncture marks left by my claws. The fresh blood still dripping down from them in between my fingers. I need more of it. Just this much pain is enough to clear my mind. This fucking shit! I punch the wall so hard that my knuckles immediately go numb. It throbs so fucking bad that I want to scream. But I don't care. Shit! I keep punching until I hear something crack. I don't even know if it came from the wall or my hand. When I look up, I see blood smeared on the wall. Checking my hand again, my knuckles are all bloody and messed up. I wouldn't be surprised if I broke something. But I don't give a shit about it. It hurts. It's so fucking bad that I feel my eyes want to well up with tears. But I hold it back. I need it right now. At least the pain cuts through the ball of anger in my head and helps me think clearly. I learned that years ago. I had to. So I welcome it. I welcome the pain since it's my oldest, truest friend. Thank you for setting me straight right now. What the fuck is wrong with me? How did I mess shit up so bad? I came to the school for one reason. How the fuck did I manage to fuck that up this much? How the fuck did I end up here? I eventually leaned back against the wall, letting myself slide down to the floor like the pathetic wimp that I am. What the fuck am I supposed to do now? I should probably clean my hand up before I go back. Taro will worry if he sees me like this. I wonder if I can get it checked without anyone noticing. Mom will throw a fit if she sees it. I don't want to see her panicking like that again. She shouldn't have to panic anymore now that that worthless piece of trash is gone. So what am I doing making her worry all the fucking time? Like father, like son, huh, old man? Guess we both suck. Damn! Just damn! That was a lot, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Anyway, which route should we go down next? We only have two options left, Keisuke and June. Okay, so we got one for K. June must be for last. Okay. Okay. The cool air-conditioned interior of a shop. There is no better way to spend time whilst leisurely browsing the new arrivals. Is that a fucking Nike logo? It's amazing. To be honest, I don't really have much of a reason to be here today. I've already bought new shoes just a little while ago. But I couldn't resist the temptation to pass by after class and see what's new. I love looking at the shoes and rackets that they have on display. Somehow, even if I buy the very same shoes from the display, they always look so much more beautiful when they're not mine. I might have a slight shopping addiction. Is that Keikun? Huh, I'll be damned. Seeing Keisuke at a store like this without anyone accompanying him. I mean, I know he goes out every now and then, but I never imagined that he did his own shopping himself. Even though I've seen him do it before, as far as I'm aware, he only did it because we had already brought him along with us when we went to the stores. So it was more of a, oh well, since I'm here anyway, I might as well, reflex than him actually doing something regularly. I was a little surprised that he's here after class. I figured that since the court has been closed down for a few weeks, he'd just be practicing at home. Yo. Yuichi-san, what are you doing in a place like this? That should be my line, you know. It's much more likely that I'd run into that you'd run into me inside a sporting gear store than into you.
I guess you're right.
What brings you here? I figured you just had your servants do your shopping for you. Never thought to see you inside a store like this unless you were out running errands for someone.
Not you two.
Did I say something wrong?
Technically, no. It's true that I usually have other people do my errands for me. It's just that everyone always keeps assuming that that's the case. Even if it's true, it's so annoying.
So you decided to come here alone today, to prove something to someone that isn't even here?
Not really. I just hate that people always tell me that I'm out of touch with the real world. I get that I can say or suggest things that are unrealistic for regular people without realizing it, but that doesn't mean I embrace it.
So you decided to go out today on your own to prove that you're good enough to handle things yourself?
I guess you could say it's something like that. Truth be told, other than when I'm with you guys or when people ask me to go on errands, I never go out to shop. And even when I do, I always stick to the, more refined places.
You mean the rich people shops like the ice cream parlor you took me to?
I guess you could call them that.
Don't kid yourself thinking that it's just a way to call them. That's exactly what those places are. Teasing him is so much fun. So you decided to go out on your own and check out the stores that us common folk tend to go to, huh?
I wouldn't really put it that way. I just didn't want to feel like I'd be completely useless without supervision. For better or worse, I've never been alone to an establishment that didn't get some prior screening by my family. Even the bank I used was selected by Alex. Sure, it was without my family's knowledge, but I still needed help.
Who's Alex?
Oh, right, you don't know him. He's my personal bodyguard and butler.
Oh? I feel like I should be saying something like, you have a personal butler? But at this point, I think I've become too jaded to this kind of thing.
I wish that weren't the case.
Man, it's kind of funny to think that even when you're aware of this, you still only suggest super expensive places for us to go to. You really stick to your comfort zone a lot, huh? At what point does this classify as cruelty? I probably still have a few more uses before then. Either way, what did you come here to do? I can help you if you want.
Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of coming alone?
You did come all the way here by yourself, didn't you? What does it matter if I just give you my opinion on what shoe you buy?
I suppose you're right.
I'll only be helping you make a decision. Once you do, you're on your own.
Yeah, I guess I can roll with that.
Alright, so what were you looking into getting?
Let's see. Even if I notice and react in time to my opponent's plays, I can't seem to run fast enough to get to it. So ideally, I need some more spring in my step. What would you recommend for that?
I don't know. Other than training, magic is the only thing left.
Right. I'm being unrealistic here, aren't I?
A bit, yeah.
Then just something that could help propel me forward more easily. Maybe take a bit of the load off my knees.
Okay. Speaking of alt endings, because I've also been reading chat at the same time. Speaking of alt endings, Sileo Tales of a New Dawn, Diego's bad ending fucking hurts. Like it hurts. I still haven't done a video on it. And it's been, Jesus Christ, in like 4 months or so, then it'll have been like a year since I've covered his ending. In like 4 months, it'll be like a year. So like, damn. Oh, you're talking about the one thing from June. Yeah, I think I know about that. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Yes, Diego has a bad ending. It's kind of sad. It's sad and ends the game immediately. That might be done. Give me a second. I take a look at the assortment of running shoes, track shoes, volleyball shoes. I ignore the characterizations and just look for the ones that might be the most suitable to his needs. Of course, I don't consider myself an expert in shoes, but I do know how many times this labeling just serves to sell you a prettier looking version of a more basic model. This one should serve you well, usually for running, but it does have tiny springs on the soles that are meant to cushion the impact on your knees and propel you forward. This is a pretty pricey model, but then again, I doubt that would be a problem for you of all people.
You're right, it's not a problem. I like the color on it too. It's definitely not as flashy as the other ones I've been seeing around.
Yeah, that's a tactic they use to draw you in. Make it super flashy so it'll catch your eye first and you won't even notice the competition that outdoes it before you're already leaving the store with your new shoes.
I never thought about that before, but I'm certainly not going to be complaining about it right now.
Yeah, it does.
Thank you, Yuichi-san.
It's no problem. Do you want me to show you some other models so you could maybe have a bigger range of options?
You're starting to sound just like a salesman.
Am I? I didn't notice.
Still, you were a big help. I'm a bit ashamed to admit, but I was feeling a little embarrassed of asking the clerk for help.
Why's that? You've talked to tons of clerks when you were out with us.
Yeah, and again, that's the key. Even when I'm with you guys, I at most make an order and that's it. Having to actually ask for help, I can't help but feel like I'm being judged.
Insert a latest emotional damage song from my YouTube channel. Yeah. Yeah. That's about right, yeah. I actually need to find a new emotional damage song to remix. Or just continue to mod Echo and make another fucked up mod. You're crazy, but not entirely wrong.
Wait, what? How does that even work?
That's what they're paid to do. They're paid to always assume that you don't know anything that you're talking about and always try to push products you don't need because, again, if you don't know what you're talking about, then how will you know when you don't need it? It's a bit annoying, sure, but once you show them you actually know your stuff, they tend to back off. Of course, not all of them are like that. It's just that some shops tend to always push their salespeople to do stuff like that. Even if it makes customers uncomfortable, the margin of profit is all that matters.
You seem to know quite a bit about this stuff. I'd never have guessed. I don't remember you ever mentioning having a part-time job.
That's because I don't. But that doesn't mean salespeople don't talk. They're people too, just like you and me. I just picked a store I really liked, and after they saw me there a bunch of times, the workers started opening up to me. You hear all kinds of things. All you need to do is be willing to listen. Which, for your information, is the very same store we're standing in right now.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that sort of thing from you.
What? Why the hell not? I'm a good listener.
Yeah, you really are. I just never gave you proper credit before. My bad.
Not a problem.
You look kind of cute when you're caught by surprise.
The Undertale emotional damage. Oh, you're talking about the his theme remix? Yeah, you probably are. Hang on. I might have a song on my phone that I can remix, and it would be emotionally damaging as hell. Let me find it. Let me find it real quick, because I went through the entire iTunes process. I went through the entire iTunes process of getting it on here because I use an iPhone. I went through the entire iTunes process just to get the Ad Astra OST on my phone. I don't know. I just see him having that snarky voice. All right. I think I found it. Maybe. Where is it? Fuck. Where is it? Where is it? Ah. There's an easier way. Just YouTube. Is it not on my is it not on my iTunes anymore? Ad Astra. All right, I found it. I know what I'm doing later tonight.
You look kind of cute when you're caught by surprise.
What? I wasn't.
It's fine. Don't worry about it so much. The same happens to me.
All right. Note for future me editing this video. Put a little trigger warning.
You know, I never really thought about it a lot before, but isn't having people that you feel safe letting your guard down around a wonderful thing? Yuichi, are you still with me here?
Oh, yeah, I'm still here. Sorry, I got a little distracted.
No problem. We weren't talking about anything important anyway. I think I'm gonna pick these ones after all. Hey, since you're already here with me anyway, how about you go all the way with me?
What? I don't think that's an appropriate thing to ask me here of all places.
What exactly did you even think of in the first place?
Huh? I don't know.
I was asking if you wanted to accompany me to the cashier while I finished the transaction. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Sorry!
Whatever. I'll just choose to pretend this never happened. It's not like you'd be a bad choice anyway.
What does that mean?
That's for me to know and you to obsess about.
Wait, Keikun! Keikun grabs the shoes he decided to buy and takes them to the cashier without giving me even a sideways glance.
Good afternoon. I'd like to buy these shoes, please.
No problem. Did you find everything you were looking for?
Yes, the selection was great. I couldn't be happier about it.
I'm very glad to hear that, sir. Are you part of our rewards program?
No, what's that?
You sign up for a special credit card that you can use in our stores. Whenever you make a purchase using it, you get points that you can later trade for rewards. Would you like me to sign you up?
I don't think so. I already have a pretty good credit card. I don't really need another.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
I can notice Keikun fidgeting a bit as he answers the clerk's questions. He's not even making eye contact anymore. I guess he wasn't joking when he said he's not used to this kind of thing. Okay, like a trigger word or song or anything that makes you mad. Alright, I have an answer for this. For that, like a song that pisses me off. This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. That song pisses me off to no end. And not for the reason you think. For the song itself, I don't think I have any real issues with it. Like, it's a good song, but like, when I was doing band in high school, when I was a band kid, when I was doing band in high school, we played This Is Me. This Is Me was in our set, and it's like, okay, that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. Like, this Is Me from The Greatest Showman. That's the song. Like, I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Like it genuinely, you can only perform it and hear it so many times before you grow to hate it. Because he wasn't joking when he said he's not used to this kind of thing. Wait, don't the stores he usually goes to have reward card programs? That'll be 71,649 yen, sir.
Okay, just give me a sec.
Keikun immediately stands fully upright, repeatedly patting his pockets with no success. Is everything alright?
I can't find my wallet.
Are you joking? Because that's not
I'm not joking. I can't find my wallet.
Oh shit! Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'll buy these for you right now, even though that'll probably clear my entire bank account. You can give me the money back later. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Once the shoes were paid for, we immediately went outside to look for Keisuke's lost wallet.
I can't believe something like that happened. It's mortifying.
Don't worry about it too much. You were able to buy the shoes in the end. It's no biggie.
Yeah, but what if you hadn't come along? Can you imagine how stupid I'd look if I just showed up by myself and realized I didn't have my wallet? That'd be pathetic.
These things happen. You shouldn't beat yourself up over them. Now, how about we go get to looking for your wallet instead of sulking around?
Yeah, you're right, as you usually tend to be. I shouldn't have come here after all.
Oh, come on, you can't say something like that. Bad things are bound to happen eventually. You can't stay stuck in your shell because of that.
Maybe, but because of it, I'm now causing you problems.
You're not
And oh god, what happens if we don't find my wallet? There's no way I can hide this from my family. All my documents were there. My credit card was there. I'll have to freeze my account and order new documents. And Alex would...
What's this about Alex?
Alex would take the blame.
What? Why would he ever get the blame? He has nothing to do with what happened here.
You really think they'll see it like that? Alex is charged with taking care of me whenever I'm not at school. Since there's no way I'd have lost my wallet at school, they'll know that it got lost while I was supposed to be with Alex. Which to them can only mean one of two things. Either he wasn't paying close enough attention to me while we were outside, or he wasn't with me at all. I've been used to leaving him behind when I go out because I don't like the supervision, but even when it was found out, he'd get nothing more than a slap on the wrist. Come on, this is just a lost wallet. You really think they'll be that upset over it? Plus, we haven't crossed that bridge yet. We'll discuss this when we get there, okay? Okay.
Great. Now do try to calm down a bit for me, okay? I do need you to try to remember where you've been so we can retrace your steps.
I didn't really do anything much. I came here straight after class ended, so if the wall fell out of my pocket, it'd have fallen on the way.
We can retrace your steps and try to see if we find where you dropped your wallet. Is that good for you?
It's as good a plan as any.
Not exactly the mindset I'm looking for here, but I guess I'll take it. But wait.
What is it?
If you came here right after class just like I did, How come you got here so much earlier than me? We didn't even run into each other on the way.
Oh, that. I took a shortcut.
A shortcut?
There's a long alley you can cross on the way here. I used it to cut my trip time by half.
An alley? Of all the things you could have done, you took an alley? Don't you know how many unsavory elements can roam those? You're lucky you didn't get mugged. Of all the stupid things you could have... I immediately stopped when I noticed the look on Keisuke's face. Sorry, you're already beating yourself up over it enough as it is. I don't need to pile it onto you.
It's fine.
Well, you didn't get mugged, so I guess it's fine. How about we go check that alley and make sure you didn't drop your wallet there?
Yeah, that sounds like the best thing we can do at the moment.
We searched the alleyway top to bottom for a good 20 minutes, earning quite a few suspicious glances from passerbys. Regardless, we seemed to have no success in finding the missing wallet.
It's hopeless. It's not here. It's nowhere in here. Damn it, how could I have been so careless?
We don't know that for a fact yet. Why don't you tell me all that happened on the way to the store? Maybe something unusual happened and you dropped your wallet then? Maybe you tripped and fell?
No, I think I would have remembered if something like that happened. Don't you think? It was all very mundane. The most out there thing to happen was me bumping into a guy.
Wait, you bumped into someone?
Yeah, but that's completely irrelevant, so I don't know what...
Tell me more about that.
Why?
Just humor me for a second.
I was walking down the alleyway when this guy bumped into me. It wasn't anything huge, we just hit shoulders. He must have been drunk because how else would he manage to bump into someone else in plain daylight?
This can't be.
What? What's with that look on your face?
What?
Tell me.
This guy, was he wearing a hoodie?
Yeah, how did you know?
You didn't bump into him. You got pickpocketed.
What?
How can you be this clueless? People don't just bump into you in plain daylight, especially in the middle of a secluded alley.
But how can you know I was pickpocketed just from that?
Do you see your wallet anywhere?
Good point. Fuck. Alex is so gonna get the blame for this.
Maybe he won't be that mad at you.
I don't know why he wouldn't be.
I always pull stunts like this and he takes the fall for them.
The only difference is that it never bugged me much because I just pay him back whenever he got a deduction on his salary. But I can't pay him back if he gets fired. I can't get him his job back if that happens.
In this case, you'll just have to do your best to avoid that from happening.
I think I should go home right now.
Whoa, hold on. I cut in front of him before he has a chance to storm off.
What is it this time?
You can't go home until you file a police report. If you don't do that, you have no way to prove that your documents got stolen, and the thief can use them to do whatever he wants.
Fine.
Good thing he's not being stubborn right now. The alarm goes off mercilessly by my nightstand, screeching with the same sadistic glee it seems to show me every morning. Ha! Joke's on you, though. I woke up 10 minutes early today. Where did I put my school jacket, though? And we're going to leave off here tonight. I know it's a little early, but honestly... yeah. Yeah. Stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.